Hello, happy Sunday, you guys, and happy Mother's Day to those who celebrate it. I don't necessarily celebrate Mother's Day, but shout out to those who do. Today's actually laundry day for me. I've been cleaning my place. I got up early this morning cleaning, and despite how much I hate bending over to clean my tub, I actually felt good after I did it, right? So sometimes cleaning can be very therapeutic. I actually went shopping this morning, got me some water. I took care of my errands that I wanted to do yesterday, but I couldn't because it was raining outside. Though I did do some errands yesterday. I actually went to my post office and picked up this package here. And I picked up another package actually too. So I'm going to show you guys what I have here. It's actually a new yoga mat, and it has yoga poses on it. And I'm so excited to get started. I actually was on the train on my way home this week, and I saw this young woman with a yoga mat in her arm on the train, and I got inspired to go and get my own. So I'm like, yes, I'm so excited to start this new journey. Granted, yoga isn't new to me. I actually did yoga back in my freshman year of college. It was actually, I took a class called Yoga-Lattes. So it was yoga combined with Pilates. What an interesting mix. So I'm actually going to open this box and try out the mat. I'm going to try some positions here in this session. And then going forward, I think I'm going to start doing yoga Sundays in the park. It may alternate though, so I may do some yoga in the park, alternating with some yoga like in my place. I thought about doing some hot nude yoga. I've always wanted to do it. Like, I've come across a lot of sites who actually offer hot yoga classes where it's like an esteemed environment and you get to be unclothed and do yoga naked. So yeah, I stumbled across that. It was like several years ago. I remember when I was living in New York before I had moved out to LA. So I definitely want to try that out sometime, maybe here. But yeah, I was a bit annoyed this morning when I woke up to a comment left on my YouTube channel by someone, this black woman who was like stalking me. She was on my live yesterday, and what was I talking about yesterday? What the fuck was I talking? Oh, I was talking about this whole KS case with him being dead, rightfully so, and the whole idea about these fake ass empathic responses and me rejoicing in his death, and not only me but others as well, other women. And then I made that video, and I kind of segued into a different video where I was talking about BDSM spankings and how it kind of ties into my upbringing growing up, given that I grew up in a household raised by my mother and my father, where my mother was very overbearing, and her idea of discipline was beating me. Beating, okay? Can I say, emphasize beating, right? It was abusive, physical abuse, which I see that the black community undermines, and they don't take seriously, and they don't show any empathy towards people who have been physically abused by their parents. And so this woman jumped on my post yesterday while I was recording the live, and she goes, oh, psychology is disturbing. The field of psychology, right, or the practice of it, causes disturbances. And she said that her daughter studies psychology, and she's going to encourage her daughter to step away from it, or she's been encouraging her daughter to step away from it. And I'm like, okay, here goes another toxic black woman, right, or mother, shall I say. And there's a whole group actually on Facebook titled Toxic Black Mothers, and how the daughters of these black mothers get on there and they share their experiences, and they receive validation. So I find that group, I'm actually a part of that group, to be very beneficial and encouraging and validating, because it's a whole nother level when a person has gone through such abuse, physical abuse, including emotional too, right? Not to mention the emotional, psychological piece of it. And then to grow up and to share their story and to still not be taken seriously or to receive validation for it to be pushed underneath the rug, for people to blame the person, the adult person, the actual victim for this, is like gaslighting. I stay away from toxic ass people like that. And so, of course, I had to voice my perspective on it to say that, of course, it's not causing psychological disturbances, right? The field of psychology and studying psychology does not cause psychological disturbances in and of itself necessarily. It just gives us a way of understanding things that have happened to people and that continue to happen to people from many different perspectives, right? From many different theoretical perspectives. And it gives us the language to use to be able to talk about these things, right? So that was my take yesterday. And then, like this morning, I saw where she commented on my YouTube channel video, and I'm just so annoyed because she is the embodiment of black mothers who are very insensitive and don't take responsibility for their actions, right? So in the comments, she goes, "Oh, you're just not wanting to grow up. You just want to stay a child, and you need to just love your mother." Totally missing me, right? And so I've said this before, for people who dismiss my perspective, I don't have any regard for their perspective. I don't care who you are, right? Or what position you are in authoritatively. I don't care, right? If you don't value what I have to say, my perspective, then to hell with yours, right? And not only that, but her perspective is so unhealthy. Yes, I end up blocking her from my YouTube channel. I blocked her from my Facebook page because I don't need people around me in my circle, even if it is virtual, online, that continue to perpetuate this negative cycle of abuse and validating it, right? I don't like that. And I get it, like she is dealing with her own situation with herself and her daughter. And for me to get on here and to talk about my abuse as I'm an adult woman now, of course, who has moved on, who has learned from it, and who has definitely created and reshaped a positive, healthy perspective with regard to what happened to me. But I don't need those kinds of people in my circle, and I get it. Like, she is projecting her unresolved issues that she has with her daughter onto me to say I need to grow up as if I'm her daughter, right? I'm like, no, you're talking to your daughter essentially, and I'm not your daughter, right? Because she even mentioned, like I said yesterday, that her daughter is in the field of psychology, and she is encouraging her to step away from it. You know, like, just look at the toxicity there. A lot of people are drawn to psychology to get a greater understanding of themselves, first and foremost, so that they can be of help to other people. I've talked to many a psychologist, clearly, in my training, and that's the common consensus that you hear amongst psychologists in training, that yes, they were drawn to this for different reasons, but the common thread is that, you know, they're looking into themselves, right, or their own life, their family history. Yeah, so it makes sense. And I just have to say this before I get into this video, right, given that it is Mother's Day, and reflecting back on her negativistic comments that obviously missed me, right? And there's nothing more annoying than being missed or misunderstood, but at the same time, when you're used to it, like you're often misunderstood, for me it doesn't bother me because this is something that's nothing new. It's happened before. So I have to say this, that yes, me and my mother, we do have an awkward relationship, and that's not going to change. That's never going to change. And I say that because if you guys go back and watch the video where I was talking about my experiences growing up that I just posted yesterday, if you listen closely, you'll hear that I never said that I hate my mother, right? Hate in the terms of present tense hate, right? I said that I hated my mother. That's past tense. when I was going through those abusive fucking episodes, right, where, you know, that was her way of disciplining me and my sister, where she required me to strip down to nothing, essentially, only my panties, and lie across the bed and be beaten. And I showed you guys actually her choice weapons in my video entitled My Latest BDSM Spanking. I actually pulled out some props, and I showed you guys the extension cord, and I showed you guys like a cable cord, which were examples that she would use to discipline me and my sister, which would leave welts on our body and bruises, right, for days. And we were expected to hide these bruises going to school. It was by definition physical abuse. And so during that time when I was experiencing that, yes, I felt hatred towards my mother. But of course, like you grow, you develop, right? So I can't say that I hate my mother now, but I can say, and as I stand on this, this is not going to change based on someone else's perspective, especially someone I don't even know, that there is a disconnect. There's an emotional disconnect towards my mother. I've done things with my mother. I spent time with my mother since then, right? So that's like grade school, from like 5 years through 16, where I had to endure this physical abuse by my mother until I decided enough was enough and I ran away at age 16. But I done things with my mother, right? Like my mom has come to my high school graduation, my college graduation. We've gone out to eat. Like even recently, when I went to go visit my family, given that I had not seen my family in so long since I had been out in LA. I moved to LA in 2016. The last time I saw my mother and my father, my family in general, back in Florida was in 2015 when I made a visit down there with my ex-partner. And so going to visit them in 2021 was so, oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was kind of scary, and at the same time, it was like, it's bittersweet because, like I said, I haven't seen them in so many years, and so much had changed, especially with regard to my mom's health and my dad's health, and I was just like, I felt guilty, and I felt like, burdened. But at the same time, I'm just like, I know I can understand like why I love Jacksonville, Florida. And so I remember this where like, yeah, I spent a lot of time with my mother when I went to visit. And this was back September and October of last year, of 2021. And I spent a lot of time with my mom. Like, when I say a lot of time, like, yo, like, I was pretty much underneath her the entire time when I was down there. And we went out. Of course, I paid for everything when we went out. I took her to her choice restaurants. We went out, we talked, we bonded, like, you know, just doing mother-daughter things. And this isn't anything new. Like, I've done this with my mom before. I spent time with her, and we connect and we talk. So don't get it mistaken when I get on here and I talk about my past experiences and my past perspective towards my mother and my feelings towards her growing up as a child, that somehow you misinterpret that through your fucking twisted mind that I hate my mom. No, I don't hate her, but yes, like I said, there is an emotional disconnect. So I'll say this, and I'll just go ahead and transition into this video, where as I was leaving, and after spending so much time with my mom, I actually rented this really nice Airbnb out in South Jacksonville, really nice neighborhood, and I invited my mom to come stay with me. We slept in the same bed. It was like a big-ass queen-size bed. We slept in the same bed. And I remember the final day when I was leaving, getting ready for my flight from Florida back to New York. And this was, like I said, last year, the last time I went to go spend time with my family. My mom, she like walked me outside, of course, and she was standing at the car. At my car, right? The rental car that I had. I was in the car, and she was like standing, there, and wasn't like that many words being said, but it was things that was being transpired between us where she broke out in tears. I'm like, the whole time, like, we were having a good time. She was laughing and feeling good. And then she broke out in tears, yo. And I asked my mom, I said, Mom, what's the tears for? And she didn't answer me. But I could only imagine what the tears were for. Now, I didn't feel anything in that moment. Except for curiosity. I felt curious to see, okay, what are the tears for? I hadn't seen, like I said, let me remind you, I hadn't seen my mom since 2015, and this is 2020 when I was down there. She was like crying, yo. She was crying. I'm like, Mom, what's the tears for? She didn't respond. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's gonna miss me. Maybe she enjoyed the time that we spent together. She's gonna miss that. And then a deeper part of me felt like, because my mom she's very mystical, just like I am. I get it from her, right? She has this sixth sense, like she sees things before it happens. And like maybe part of her sees that or feels that this is going to be the last time we see each other. And then she's going to die and I'm not going to see her and she's not going to see me before she dies or something like that. Like maybe, I'm wondering, like, was that going through her mind? Because I wanted to know, like, yo, what is going through her mind to draw out these tears, and the tears were just falling, yo. She was like ugly crying and shit. But I don't know. It's going to remain a mystery. Why was she crying, yo? I don't know. I can only speculate why she was crying. But I said, Mom, it's going to be okay. Like, I'll see you again. That's what I said to her. I'll see, because I just was guessing, why was she crying? I assumed, okay, she's crying because she thinks she's not going to see me again. I'm like, I'll see you again. You little evil bitch. No, let me stop. I'll see you again, though. But, yeah, like I said, I really didn't feel anything in that moment. It's not like I started crying because I saw her crying. But I think I did feel soft. I felt soft in that moment for a brief second. Felt a little soft, and I felt like a little mushy inside. Because that's just me. When I see other people cry, like, I start crying. Because I'm very sensitive to emotion. That's why I really took offense to my supervisor who wrote that fucking fake-ass letter to my school that I was telling you guys about. To say that I like empathy. Like, how is that when I can feel other people? I literally can feel other people's emotion, yo. And I don't think that's a good thing. It can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too as well. Ooh, I look at that. And so, but yeah, I think a lot of my emotionality is like cut off. I can turn it on, I can turn it off, right? But I think that's only natural. Now, I'm not going to make this video about that, you know, in its entirety, but I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to pull out this beautiful yoga mat, that it's just a natural response. It's a natural reaction. Like, what do you expect if a child is being treated a certain way growing up, right, and kind of told to just be tough, be hard, and what are you crying for? You got beat more for crying, right? Shut up, stop crying, and if you were screaming and you didn't shut up, then you got beat longer, right? So yes, it's going to shut off a certain part of your emotionality and your connection in that way, right? So it's like fucking no surprise. The thing is, because I'm good. Like, I know how to take care of myself, so don't be mistaken that I'm good, right? I'm well taken care of by myself. And I've been grown up. I moved out of my father's house because my father ended up raising me for, I told this story. So, like, my mom and my dad raised me from birth to 12 years. My mom decided to leave my dad at age 12. And then she took me and my sister to her mother's place in St. Augustine, Florida, which is like 30 minutes outside of Jacksonville where we were living. I lived with my mom for 4 years between 12 to 16. Then I ran away at 16 and moved back in with my dad. Like, me and my dad, I ended up having to create this plot, this scheme with my dad. Like, yo, come get me, my nigga, because I'm done with her. I'm done. If you don't gonna get hurt real bad in this motherfucker. Like, I'm too old for this shit, right? So me and my dad, we plotted this thing against her. He came and got me while she was at work, and that's a done deal. So my dad raised me the final 2 years. But it's like, yeah, it's like, what do you expect, you know? The fuck do you expect? Yo, it looks just like it did on the pictures. Yes, look at this. But yes, like I said, I'm good. I'm taken care of. Been taking care of myself. I moved out my dad's place at 18 years old. I went to college. I was doing a whole college life, living on campus. I lived on campus for like the first year, then I fell in love and moved off campus and had a partner that I was with. And the rest is history. But yeah, I think like I like to share my story, but sometimes like it irks me when people project their own shit onto me. And I know that's inevitable, right? I study psychology. Of course, I know that this is something that naturally occurs. Like when you share a story, like people see and interpret your story through their own lens based on the shit that they're going through or unresolved issues they're dealing with. But that just kind of irks me, right? Because it's just like, no, you fucking missed my whole point. You saw my story from your lens, which is not my story. That's your story. So that's how I feel about that situation. But yeah, I had to block that bitch. Like, yo, get the fuck out my shit. Right? My feelings are my feelings or lack thereof, right? And that's going to stay. Don't try to invalidate somebody and how they feel because yo ass whatever. What does it say? 5 double them, eco-friendly. Most popular thickness, long 68 by 24. Non-slip, odor-free, indoor, outdoor. I will be using this outside. We're going to be outside. Non-toxic. What? For how you pronounce this, yo? PHTHALATA. Phthalate free. Hose, shape, durable, easy to clean, BPA, and latex free. I guess that's all good things. It's by Lumi Fitness. So, premium sticky non-slip glue. Oh yeah, honey. 2.86 pounds. It's very lightweight. Wipe clean with damp cloth before initial use to increase stickiness. Oh. After each use, wipe mat clean with a wet cloth and allow it to dry before rolling it for storage. Consult your physician before. I'm one of those people who like to read the instructions. Even though you don't even have to. Like, I like to see what the fuck the company, the manufacturer got to say about it. Consult your physician before beginning any exercise program as there is inherent risk involved. Ease into any program and properly hydrate before exercising. Oh yeah, my last thing I want to say about that was like, yeah, I think for me, the love towards my mom is more like behavioral activation, right? And that's like a clinical term where, you know, I may not feel what other people feel towards their mother, right? Who they felt raised them well and they felt loved by their parent growing up in the way they wanted to be loved. I may not feel what they feel, right? Like they feel towards their mother. I may not feel that towards my mother. But I can do things in my conscious awareness or through my conscious awareness towards my mother that resemble love. Love-like things, right? In terms of like holidays and stuff and birthdays, like I don't celebrate those anyway, right? My mom is coming to learn that, and I think she takes it personal when sometimes I don't call her on her birthday or I don't call her on Mother's Day or Christmas, and it's just like, if you knew me, which that's the thing. See, that's the problem. A lot of parents don't get a chance to know their kids. They're just about discipline. Do what I say. If not, then boom, you're going to get the iron fist, right? What kind of relationship is that? I like parents who have a balanced relationship with their kids, and they actually, even, you know, you have parents that say, I become my kid's friend, and they say, oh, that's a bad thing. You shouldn't be your kid's friend because they're not going to listen to you when it comes to setting boundaries. No. You can do both. I've seen it done. We live in the age of social media, and even just in real life, I've seen where parents, yes, they nurture a healthy relationship with their kids. They play with them. They talk to them. The kid can come to them about anything. They are the go-to, right? When the kid is going through things, they are the go-to. My mom was never the go-to, and she actually resented that fact growing up because she learned about things about me through other people because I would not go to her because, I mean, it's so simple as 1 + 1 = 2, right? Don't get on here and make it seem like, but no, it's simple, right? You treat a person a certain kind of way, then it's going to be a reaction to that. Just point blank, period. So that's what it is. But yeah, I think, yeah, she takes it personal. Don't take it personal. Even my dad, I love my dad. I actually feel for my dad more than I feel for my mom. That's facts. Because my dad, it was a different kind of relationship, right? My dad nurtured me. He gave me hugs. He still does. He gave me kisses. Like, he did things for me. He told me, I love you, right? And I felt that love from my dad in the way that I wanted to be loved. So the connection is different between me and my dad versus my mom. But even when it comes to holidays and acknowledging those holidays with like sometimes I didn't call my dad, but he called me though, like on his own birthday, and asked me, do I want something? Like, no, Dad, it's your birthday, okay, it's your birthday. But I don't, like, apart from that, I don't really celebrate holidays like that in terms of gift giving. I don't. That's not me. I'm a different individual, just know that much, clearly. So I'm about to rip this off and see what it do. Yes, honey. Just like I saw it. Whoa. Just like I saw it. Smells brand new. Look at these poses. I don't know if you guys can see, but yo, they got all kind of poses. So I'm actually going to come back and do a separate video where I'm actually going to do these poses. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there are 70 total poses on this mat here. How you like that? Oh yes, honey. Yes. Happy baby pose. Yo, I'm about to be in this thing. I'm about to get loose. So I'm going to come back and do a separate video where I'm going to try out. I'm going to try out probably most of these poses if I can. See how it goes. Now, the last thing is I ordered this African piece. I'm hoping that it fits. I'm about to try it on. And I'll be right back, okay? Made in China. So this is the company that I've ordered from before. But yo, why does print? Oh my gosh, yo, why does print look like this? Oh no, honey. This thing is too big. This is a medium? This does not freaking... Yo, this does not fucking look like a medium, yo. Let's see. I'm about to try it on. I don't know. My supervisor asked me, what are you doing for Mother's Day? Shit, nothing. Well, today is Mother's Day, so I actually, of course, cleaned my place. I did laundry. No, I am doing something. Yo, what the hell? This is a medium? I got tickets for... Oh my, this is a freaking medium, yo. I guess this is how it's supposed to fit. But I got tickets for this film screening in Lower Manhattan. What do you say? I kind of like this. What do you say? I just felt like it's a lot of space at the top. Maybe I can adjust the straps. Yeah, I do need to adjust it. I like it though. I kind of like it. Let me see. If I adjust the straps, what difference will it make? Yeah, I think people take offense to me when they get on my posts, and I just like begin to share parts of my story, or just me, right? And they want to offer advice when I didn't ask for it. So then now you offended because you offering me unsolicited advice that I'm not responding well to. I didn't ask for your advice. I'm a self-healer, yo. There isn't such a thing. I know how to survive, and I know how to thrive, and I know how to navigate this world and take care of my damn self, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Okay, that's much better. I had to like really shrink the straps, but oh, I love it. Clearly, this is Africa. Now, what's on the back? Africa on the back too? I love it. I could wear it to work tomorrow, but I have to wear like a shirt underneath it. I like it. Is Africa, is that Africa on the back? Yeah. It's the same on the front and the back. I like it. The only thing I don't like is that it's kind of the print is kind of pixelated. Outside of the pixelation, good to go. I'm feeling it. And it comes just maybe an inch or so above my feet. As you can see. Alright, there we have it. So I'm going to catch you guys later. I got to get my clothes out of the dryer and get ready for this event that I'm going to go to. Yo, we have dropped down like to the 40s here in New York. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, yes, I like it. I was about to say, hold on, this is kind of big, but I guess it's supposed to be like free flowing. Like that. And it has pockets on each side. Pocket on each side. So I guess it's supposed to be like loose fitting. Alright. Catch you guys later. Love you guys. What am I going to eat today? I don't know.